Hello, ladies. I think that's much time to start the book called lecture. I'm really pleased to be a part of this wonderful conference and this wonderful group, and thank you, Andrea, for doing this wonderful job connecting all of us together and with all the information, with all the inspiration to prepare for the next year and to finalize this year properly. We all want to achieve more. We all want to find a secret tool to make it easier for us achieving what we want, our dreams and everything. And sometimes we get lost on the way, so this conference is actually very helpful and very informative in terms of providing us with all the tools and with all the secrets we've been collecting for years, each of us, and share it with each other and share it with public, obviously. That's wonderful. So once again, you've seen the announcement. My name is Kovalova-Woods. Right now I'm translating to you from Ukraine. You see on the background it's quite dark already. All the lights are coming up. That's my favorite part of the day, sitting here at the window, doing my work, having meetings. That's a wonderful thing. And this is the time of the day when I tend to relax, but sometimes we're having all the calls, and this is actually a perfect time for me right now in this time zone to join this conference, because it's the mode of setting goal, achievement goal. That's how it works actually, right? So the subject for me today is peak performance, accountability, getting things done through strategic approach. This is exactly peak performance is the subject that we've been working on for the past 2 years with our clients, with our coaching clients, mentoring clients, and we've seen the wonderful results. We've seen people achieving things that they were dreaming about, or they even been afraid to dream of. And I'm really pleased that we've been able to collect all the tools and all the techniques that worked for many and adjust it into the flexible program that we are sharing right now with new customers. And this new flexible program works really great in terms of helping people achieve the things that they wanted. And there are two problems in this approach. Peak performance is always seen as something, unusual, like for superheroes or like some new term or something. And the other problem is actually confusion between terms themselves, like peak performance, like accountability coaching, like goal setting, like GTD, getting things done, like all the other terms like transformation, strategy, plan. When you say, for example, goal setting, everybody here, oh, that's cool. I have something that I need to see and envision. Then we go into the term vision. So yes, I need to have this picture in my mind. What do I want to achieve? Then we go into the dreaming. So we transform dream into the vision, and then we set a goal. That's right, but many people getting confused on the way between terms, because, for example, 3 years ago, the most popular term was GTD, getting things done. 10 years ago, it was a booming subject. Everybody had been talking about it. Everybody had been using it. As well as 10 years ago, the term time management was highly popular, and all those techniques been Googled all the time, like Pomodoro and other, and everyone being crazy about it. Tons of books been sold, the courses, the planners, and everything. And the problem is, no matter what terms you choose, no matter what terms just resonate to you in your mind, what works for you, you need to create just two things: the process and the system. And this process, this system, is exactly will lead you to your peak performance. That's simple. So you can call it getting things done. You can call it peak performance because you tend to perform better to achieve your goal. You can use term goal setting. You can add term time management. All those terms have basis on them, and all those terms are actually the pieces of the system and the process that will work for you, that will help you to achieve your dream. That's how it works. That's simple, right? But again, still so much confusion. So what the peak performance actually is? The peak performance actually means, but the dictionary, is ability to do one's the best, to do one's the best in physical term. And it comes actually from sports, from coaches that have been coaching athletes, and they were tended to motivate these athletes to perform on the top of their physical abilities. Now, where the physical abilities, there is a mental abilities, and for us, for no matter you're employee, you're business owner, or you're simply thinking about changing your life, changing your career, starting your new flexible career as freelancer, no matter what it is, you need to find this perfect balance of the physical abilities and mental abilities to perform on the way to move you to the top. And this is what peak performance here, which is popular right now for many people. And I even remember we had a research 2 years ago where we already been working with people on a peak performance subject without calling it a peak performance. And they were listening to us and thinking what the peak performance is. Because everyone was still, their mind was still in time management and getting things done and it's goal setting. And people were coming and saying, oh, you know what? I need to learn how to set the goal and how to achieve the goal, how to use planning, how to use strategy. Perfectly, that's what we do. And that's actually the part of the process that we use for the peak performance program, because it's all together. No matter what term you use, what words you use, how you call it, you need to make it work. Good morning, Suzanne. Good morning, Andrea, Impress, Magazine Express, Large. I'm really proud and it's honor to be a part of this conference. Hello, ladies. Thank you for your comments. Please drop the questions that you have on the course of this short lecture. I tend to keep it less than an hour. And anytime you have questions, just drop a comment or just make a note and send it to my email, and I will get back to you definitely. So let's continue on peak performance. What peak performance is? Exactly, performing on the top of your abilities. And to perform on the top of your both physical and mental abilities, what do you need to have? Simply, you need to know what you want. People are coming and saying, for example, you came here and say, I want to be a peak performance hero. Okay, what do you want to achieve? So you need to have this vision. You need to have the thing in your mind that you want to achieve. You need to know what you want. That's simple. As right now is very popular, it's almost the end of the year, it's December 19th. It's actually here in Ukraine where I'm translating from. You see, it's already dark today. We call it St. Nicholas Day, and all the children this morning found under the pillow some gifts. That's very inspiring day. But that's not the point. December 19th, December 20th, right now everybody's thinking, oh, I need to summarize this year. What have I done? What have I achieved? And what I want from the next year. So we're all working and preparing New Year's resolution. That's wonderful. And as from our podcast, we were discussing that we are going to prepare a New Year's resolution. The problem with New Year resolution, people put it on the paper both. They put on the paper goals and what? Dreams. But you need to have these dreams transformed into goals, transformed into strategy, transformed into plan. This is how your New Year resolution will work. And here peak performance will help a lot, because in order to achieve more items from your list, you need to have all the tools, including peak performance tools that make your brain and your body being able to perform better every single day. And there are many things that you need to have in place to make it work. So, as I already said, there are only two things that we need to combine and divide into the parts on which it consists of. So it should be the process and the system. And for the process, as we already discussed, same as for New Year resolution. If you have a dream, for example, next year you want to start the loud freelance career as a writer. You want to be freelance writer. and this is your dream. Exactly. If it is your dream, are you ready to transform it into the goal? If you are ready, if it is what you really, really want, and you are going to work hard on it, so this way you transform your dream into the goal for the next year. And when you transform this dream into the goal, mentally, that means you're ready to do a lot, to do many things in order to move yourself closer to this dream. So the dream is to become freelance writer. And now you're transforming this dream into the goal. The goal is, it's not dream anymore. That's my goal for this year, right? When you're ready to say, this is my goal for this year, for this month, for this week, this is when you're ready to transform it into the strategy. So what the strategy is, now you say, let's follow our example. You say, I want to become freelance writer. Exactly. Let's analyze what you have, what do you need, and what you need to do to get you from the point A to the point B. 2 months ago, we published our book on the career transition, and for this actually for people who want to change the career, no matter it's freelance, from the corporate or to the corporate, another industry. And this exactly concept we used in that book, point A to point B transition. So point A is what you already have. You want to become freelance writer. What do you have? You know, 1, 2, 3, that many languages. You're gonna write in what language? Okay, I'm gonna write in English. My grammar is okay. I analyze it. It's good. I can write. What else do I have? I do have a laptop. The laptop will be my tool in order to become freelance writer. That's wonderful. What else do you have? Okay, you decided you want to become full-time freelance writer. So you want to leave your job. Leaving your job means you need to be financially secured. If you already have savings in place or investment that will give you enough interest monthly that you're able to live freely on it and cover all your regular expenses, this is what you already have. You're adding that thing into the list, things that you have. Okay, what skills do you have? I've tried to write some articles before and it was published and it got good feedback. Okay, this is going to the list, the things you have. Now, this is your point A. Those are the things you have. The things, the tools, the skills, everything. There you can also add your so-called support system. What is it? Those are the people around you who will support you. And I often hear that, for example, you come into the multi-level marketing business or whatever it is, or starting your making hobby as your business right now. It's start selling products, and people often complaining that, wow, my friends and my family, they don't support me. They're not buying it from me. You know what? They don't have to. They don't have to buy your product just because you decided to start your business. That's not the ways of support works. The support is your motivation, your self-motivation. The motivation you will get from people who support you. They don't have to buy. They bought from you once, and what will you expect from them buy next month? Just because they support you, they have to? They don't have to. For them, and for you, it should be now that these people came to you to have coffee with you and say, and talk to you, discuss the things, how the things going with your freelance writer dream. Oh, it's your goal for this year. That's wonderful. So what are you doing now? Oh, you already wrote half of the book. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm really proud of you and I'll support you. So tell me, what are you doing next? So the conversation is already enough. This is the person who supports you on that side. Now, let's consider other option. You met with your family member and you say that this year you're transforming your dream to become freelance writer into the goal, and you're following this goal because you already have a strategy. So, and this person comes and says, oh, what are you gonna do? Or you left your job, or now you're using your saving, or what are you doing? Oh, this is terrible. How are you going to pay your bills? Oh, these are just, kids' dreams. You shouldn't do that. You act like teenager. That's not support system, right? That's not the person who supports you. So the support system, those are the people who are on your side no matter what. You hit a snag, you got a trouble, you didn't get published, you didn't get paid, something. These are the people who won't tell you, I told you. They will tell you, next time it will work. Keep moving. Let's have coffee, let's chat, relax. Let's get you distracted because next thing you will do, it will be highly successful. I'm cheering for you. I'm here for you. That's what you need. Not the people who are going to buy from you because they feel obligated they need to buy from you because you decided to start this new career or hobby business or whatever it is. That's not the support you need. You need the support more mental than physical. Not the $1 payment for you because they feel obligated to do so. Exactly, sales, it's a completely different story. When you start in your new business or when you actually change in your career, you are expected to get paid for the things you do, right? No matter it is product you are selling, you're producing, manufacturing, or it is a music, or it is a book you wrote, or it is a service you're selling, or you simply change in career, you're expected to get salary. So you're getting paid for things you are doing. And expecting for people you know or you relate to just to pay for it, it's not supported, not at all. It needs to be fair. That's why we live in the market economy, and that's why we are working in supply and demand. And if there is no demand for the product you're selling, you need to think of something else. You're not selling it to the right people, you're not showing it to the right people, or it's not the right product, or both, or the positioning is wrong. That's what we work on marketing strategy. But let's go back to our subject, to the peak performance. So right now you see this is the part of the system. You get the dream. You transform this dream into the goal. And this goal you analyzed, and you have point B, the things you already have. Your skills, your support system, maybe it's some financial resources, maybe it's some contacts, some network, some people who can help you or advise you or just talk to you or know something about this new industry or the things you want to achieve, and you can seek an advice from these people. This is the things that you have. This is your point A. Now let's move to the point B. Point B is exactly your dream that you transform to the goal, and this is what you want to be. So now we are working on that thing that we always say. We use vision boards. I have one too here on my laptop. I use it every day. Yeah, I love it. That's not it. Vision board is not enough. You need to have this image in your brain. You need to have this picture of the things that you want to achieve badly. This will be helpful for your peak performance as well, because this is your point B and this is your following too. Because even for athletes, as we already discussed, peak performance term came from the sport. Athletes, they do have a vision. I want to go to Olympics. I want a gold medal. So why do you think it's different here? It's not. You need to have this picture. You need to know what you want. So this is your point B. Now, this point A and point B system, to move you from the point A, what do you already have, to the point B, what do you want to achieve? You need to have something in the middle. What is it? Those are the tools, as peak performance is one of them, and time management and goal setting techniques and GTD and strategy. Here we're working on strategic approach right now. All those terms, no matter which one you choose to use, those are just words. Let's go through the process. So point A, things you have. Point B, things you want. In the middle, tools, skills, things you need to learn, things you need to acquire. So for example, let's go back to our example. You want to become full-time freelance writer. You do have a laptop, you do have enough money to leave your job and focus on your writing for example, 6 months. You do have a support system, people who will inspire you, and some contact that can advise you on things like publishing house or something else. Or you do have great designers, your friends who will design some cover for your next book, whatever it is. These are the things you have. Now, things you need to achieve. For example, you say, I wrote some articles, it got good feedback. That's wonderful. What else? Maybe you want to take some class, some writing class, because now you're writing the novel and it's completely different. Or you're writing the research and it's absolutely different now. Maybe you will want some additional software. Maybe you will need a new laptop because this one is not fast enough or glitching or whatever it is. Maybe you need a tech guy to invite to fix your office. Your office just updated. Common problem, you understand what I mean, right? Your office just updated, doesn't work properly. Yes, so in the middle between point A and point B, you put the things that you need to do and you need to acquire. If you need new laptop, it will be new laptop. If you need a class to learn these new skills, this will be the class. Or, for example, I need that much money to get to pay for this marketing campaign that I developed for this product, for this book or book series. Okay, how can you achieve these goals? You can do it through savings, you can do it through investment, a track investment, you can just put aside some money if you didn't leave your full-time job, or you have side income, or two of them. You prepare a plan where you cut off, how you move these funds, and how you collect this amount that you need. So, in the middle between point A and point B, we have the things that you need to do in order to move yourself closer to the point B, right? So here it is. We got a dream. We transform dream into the goal. We transform goal into the strategy. So strategy here is moving us from point A to point B and all the things in the middle. This is the strategy. The things I need to do strategically to move myself from the things I have to the things I want. I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we have the list of things to do. Do you think it's already a plan? Not really. That might be a strategy or just approximate vision of the strategy. And now we take all the things and then we create a plan. How is it different? It might seem really completely the same. Strategy, plan, those are just points I need to do. It is completely different. And here is a difference. Strategy, you have the list of things you need to do. Plan, you have exact list of tasks to do in order to make these things done. Things of strategy and things in plan, they are different. Let's go for our example back again. I'm going to become full-time freelance writer. So right now I have this and that. We analyze what we have. We analyze what we want. We analyze that I need to take a class and I need, for example, a new laptop. Okay, taking class. Now we're going to the plan. This is our strategic point, class. We're going to plan. For example, I want to do it in 2020. In the January, right after holidays, what do? I do the research. I do research the courses, online courses or offline programs for the writer, for the beginners or for the middle level writers. What I do research of the options that will work for me. So I can take class for this from this local university. I think it will work for me. Or I can take class from this writer who does this online and I think it will work for me. You have the list of options and this research you have prepared to be done in January. So this will be the part of your plan. You put into the plan from the strategy that I need to take this class. You put the point in the plan that from January 5th till January 25th, I'm working on the research and researching these options, educational options that I can take and that will work for me and help you to move to my point B, to my dream. This will be point 1 in the plan. Next point will be, for example, from the January 25th to the February 5th. I'm going to analyze this option and make a choice. Wonderful. Next, point 3 to the plan will be registered into that program. Point 4, if you don't have enough money to pay for it now, you need to prepare financial plan. So I'm gonna move this money from investment in here in order to pay, and next, for example, in May I'm starting this course. Wonderful. These are the points of the plan. As you can see, difference between strategy is in plan is the following, that in strategy you have the general things that you need to do in order to move yourself closer to your dream. And in the plan, you have these points separated into sub-points, sub-tasks, and each of them should have a start date and deadline. Only then it will work. Because if you just put on the paper, I'm going to research, you can research whole year. I can tell you. I've seen people doing this for a year. I've seen people dreaming for years. 11 years I've been thinking that I want to relocate to that country. And in order to do so, I might do this, might do that, and it's going same year by year, and nothing changes. Why? Because there was no analysis of point A, what I have. There was no vision of point B, what I want. It was just a slight dream, was not converted into the goal, was not strategized, and the strategy wasn't converted into the plan at all. That's why it failed. And no class on peak performance will help there if there is no vision and no analysis and no strategy. This is why I call it strategic approach, because step by step, see we transform a dream into the goal, into the strategy, into the plan. That's how it works. And this is the process. Now, at the beginning I say that we are going through the process and we need to create our systems to make it work. And peak performance actually part of the system. So systems, those are the things and tools and combination that will help us to work on each and every point in the plan in order to make this, to put the strategy into life and in order to achieve that goal. So systems are our routines. Systems are our support systems as people who support us, right? Who motivate us. Systems are motivations and self-motivation. And also it could be the person development, and it's also important to have a discipline, as people will always say you only need a discipline. Not only, again, you need strategy and plan, but discipline is important. And highly popular, for example, 10 years ago, time management. You need to master those skills as well. Why not? It's not enough anymore, it's not enough to say, I want to achieve this dream because I dreamed a lot about it, so now it's time it will come true. It's very nice to sit on your nice comfy sofa and think, I gotta achieve because I want to. Not before you start acting, and not before you act persistent enough, and not before you doing it right way. Only then it will work. So those are the part of the system that will help you make things happen. Let's talk on systems again. Routines. What are they? We have daily routines. If you still have a full-time job but you're pursuing side career, or you manage in between family and you have 3 kids in the house and you have your business that you run online, you have a lot of routines. Even simple things in a household, like getting groceries, getting laundry done, no matter who does it, your husband or you do, or you divide those things to do it together or one by one, no matter how, those are routines you're dealing with. Every day, every week, doesn't matter, you're doing it. You're making dinner or you're picking up a dinner, that's a routine. Now, you run an online business, you do have your social media, this is quite common routine nowadays, and many people will started this, say, I need to post everything in social media, this way I will get sales. That's not a part of the truth, but that's not the subject today. Those social media, this is the huge routine for many of us, and if we're running online business or we just build an online presence in order to support our offline business, those are routines that we often delegate. So exactly, this is one of the techniques to deal with routines, is delegate. But to delegate, first you need to have, again, vision, and you need to organize it. What do you delegate? I delegate this, this, and this. I can pay this, this, and this, and I expect this result. Control. You know what you delegate, you know what you expect, you know how much you're ready to pay. This is the point of routine. Same with other routines. For example, for the household, you don't like to do cleaning. What you can do, you obviously hire a maid, hire the cleaning company. They will come and clean for you. Same for the office. You don't do cleaning in your office by yourself, right? You hire somebody, or your office building already have cleaners. They will come and do this for you. You just pay the bill. That's the routine to deal with, and it's still a routine. And same with your change. When you are trying to achieve something new, to achieve your dream, exactly, you transform your dream into the goal, into the strategy, and then into the plan, and you still have routines, because you are doing the research for those programs, those classes to take to become your freelance writer, your dream. You will deal with routines, because you're going to research, you need to review, you need to know pricing, you need to know schedule, you need to know everything. When the registration deadline, all of it. What are the requirements? Maybe they won't take you. This will be the routine for you to review in the things. Now, when you register in that class, you will need to be going there if it's offline, or you need to be attending it by special schedule if it's online. You will see that in a week it will become your routine. No matter how excited it is for you, no matter how badly you want it, it still will be routine. And people tend to be bored with routine all the times. So when you hear word routine, you're already bored, right? But now you need to deal with it, and you add in more and more routine items into your schedule, and you need to manage to keep yourself motivated. And peak performance here helps too. But let's go first into motivation and self-motivation. We said you need to keep yourself motivated. Here we talk about motivation. Those are our support system, people who motivate us. Those are our coaches and mentors, people who keep us motivated and accountable, right? Right. Those are people who can help us with peak performance. And peak performance won't work if you don't have motivation. And motivation will not work if you don't have this picture, this vision of what you want to achieve. Not a dream, but the dream transformed into the goal. Again, that's simple. So, self-motivation, what it is? I often call it self-motivational routine. Why? Because it's very simple to maintain it by yourself. You create the systems yourself, and you motivate yourself. And you need to know what best works for you. For some people, it's enough just to change activities during the day. For example, right now I'm reading. I do have calls for next 3 hours, and then I have, reading set it up, or writing, or whatever it is. You set up the system. Self-motivation work the way then you know which activity will lift you up. For many people, it's just going for a walk. For many people, it's going to the party. If partying one night a week is your self-motivational routine, that's wonderful. Go do it. No matter what other people will say that you're not a teenager anymore. Who cares? It works for you. Go enjoy, and that will motivate you for the week ahead. Wonderful. For someone, self-motivation will be reading a nice book, or biography, or science fiction, whatever works for you. If it works, go and do this. Go into the opera, go into the ballet, go in just for a walk, or for the coffee with your friends, or just walking by the park by yourself, or reading a book in the park, or I don't know, whatever it is. What works for you? Which motivational routine works for you? And when I say the routine, I say it deliberately, because we can create this self-motivation, we can master to the level of routine. And this won't be the boring one, routine, because those are the activities that will keep you up, that will lift you up, and will help you to keep going, and will also work towards your peak performance, because you will add this motivational items. And here we're going into the subject of schedule management. In time management, exactly, we often say that we need to manage our time, and we often mean that we only need to manage our work tasks. That's not true. For example, in my schedule, I always add things that will maintain my self-motivation. I always add family time. I always add time, for example, for Friday date if we have date with my husband, because those are the things that need to be in your schedule. Your schedule is not just, and time management is not just to manage your work things, your work tasks. It is to manage your availability and to manage your readiness to follow your dream. Because, for example, if your self-motivation lies in movies, and you like watching movies and you feel lifted up or relaxed and then next day lifted up, that's what you need to do. I know that for me it's a movie, and for me it's some days, some weeks, probably not days, some weeks we're going to the Friday cocktails or to the party. Expats party used to be my favorite. I guess we need to go back to that. That's wonderful. That works for me. So I have those things in my schedule. I don't just sit and think, oh, we might do that. No. For example, I know that for me, going for the Friday date night, for the cocktails or to the movie, and I need this motivation this week and next week, whole months up front, I do have those items in my calendar, and you need to have too. Your schedule should be blocked out for this time. No calls, no clients, nothing. Just you and the things that will lift you up. That's your self-motivation. This self-motivation will lift up your motivation, and this will lift up your ability to work towards your dream and to work towards achieving this dream. And what do you think it is already? It is your way to peak performance. Again, peak performance, this is the thing that will help you to perform on the top of your abilities. From the managerial side, the peak performance being considered as a technique for individual development, and later it was considered as a technique for the team development, and it was often used just for a sales team and for sales professionals, but not anymore. Peak performance that can be mastered by anybody, by you, by me, by your kids, anybody. And peak performance, you will see results in the months, better than it was previous months. And why do I work with strategic approach? Because as you can see, you will not perform well if you don't see what you want. You will not perform well if you don't have this basis. You didn't analyze the basis of the things you already have. You will not perform well if you don't have the list of things that you need to do, the strategy, things to need to do in order to move yourself to your dream, closer to your dream, to the vision, to the things you want to achieve, to the things that actually make you right now be here in this lecture, listen about peak performance, because you really want to do more. People often say, I want to get more done in same 24 hours. I want more than 24 hours a day. You can't get more than 24 hours a day, and you don't have to work 15 or 16 hours a day. I'm not saying you need to work 4 hours per day. It's actually very possible. We know that popular book, Working 5 Hours, it made its point, and it's not that difficult. It matters not of the hours work. It matters of how effectively you work those hours. When I left for the freelance 5 years ago, I was excited to have this flexible schedule, to work for myself, to work with clients I choose, and I was excited to work internationally with all these customers. Even with a corporate, last company I worked with, we had clients from over 60 countries. That was wonderful. But the thing I hated in corporate was 8 to 5 workday. And I know that 8 to 5, you will never be performing effectively all those 8 hours. It's simply not possible. Not human brain, not human body can perform well all those 8 hours. We all perform differently. I'm not a morning person. In the morning, coming to the office, we all reaching out for what? For the cup of coffee. Then you see colleagues here or there, meeting in the groups and having this coffee and chatting. That's wonderful, but that's a work time. Is it effective? No, not at all, not for work. And that's why you came there. So this is the thing I actually hated in office work, because effectiveness is pretty low. You look around during the day. I used to work once in a government laboratory, scientific laboratory, and I was shocked, because government work, it's even worse. People used to sit and chat for hours with a coffee, and then we come back to the room, chat about work for 3 minutes, if boss in there, and then go back to have coffee because someone else came. And they have coffee and chatting for a couple more hours, and then they collect their belongings and go home. Wonderful. That's very effective, right? That has nothing to do with peak performance at all. This type of works, people work like on scarcity. Oh, the boss is here, we need to finish this and that. How good is that? What good is it for? For the company? For the government? For the business? Or for your personal results? Nothing. Absolutely. And that's not peak performance. So this is the thing I used to hate about corporate jobs and other jobs, full-time jobs I had, because of lower effectiveness. Now, we all function completely differently. As I said, I'm not the morning person. The morning I wake up, I need to reach to a cup of coffee. That's the first thing. My kid used to joke on me and say, Mom, you wake up and you walk like this. You're looking for the cup of coffee to grab. That's exactly what I do. So if I have to and I need to, I will make myself motivated, because my peak performance already works, and I will make this morning effective. But if not, and I need 1 hour sleep longer, wonderful, I can do that, because my hours are flexible, because I know that later this day I can add those hours if I have to. And I know that in my schedule, after those hours, that will be entertainment, time with my husband, or time for walk, or time to meet my friends for coffee. I know that I have that in my schedule, and that my self-motivation. And I know that my self-motivation will be going to the cinema for the movie I want to see, with friends, or with husband, or with a kid. And I know we have it there, right in my schedule, not just work items, but the entertainment too. And that's how it works. That's what lifts you up. Flexibility, motivation, self-motivation, vision. Now, let's go back and think. Remember, we started from what? From having dream. New Year's resolution. Right now, we're all working on 2020 New Year's resolution. Yeah, we're preparing all the ones. We're putting on the paper. We're thinking, I want this and that and that and that. Now, look at the things that you want. Those are the dreams. Now let's convert it into what? Into the goal. Do you really want it? If you really want this thing to be achieved this year, this will be the goal for this year. If you want to achieve but you're not sure of this year, so that means that you are starting working on it this year. It doesn't mean that you're removing it from the list. I didn't say it. For example, your big plan is to retire in 5 years. Should you remove it from the list till the 5 years later? No way. You have it in your list, in your New Year resolution as a dream. I want to retire in 5 years. And now this year converts into the goal. The goal is to retire in 5 years. Now, based on the goal, you go into the strategy. Your strategy to retire in 5 years will be saving this amount of money every year. This will be that much every month. Now, from the strategy, we go into the plan. The plan will be to retire in 5 years. I need to save that much this year and this much next year, and this will be that much every month, and I can do it by what else? Getting side income from here, cutting off here, or getting write a book and getting sales that will bring me that much money. That will be your plan. And now, none of the plan will work if you don't have systems in place. And peak performance will be part of the system. Now, we already talk about the routines as a part of the system. We already talk about support systems as a part of the systems. We talk about motivation and self-motivation and actually schedule management and time management. And it works perfectly. I know you're bored to hear it. You need time management. You need to manage your time. You need to manage your schedule. I have the person in my surrounding who used to say, I don't know, I remember she looked in my calendar, and my calendar looks like, here are these hours for work, and these hours for I'm going to the gym, and these hours I'm going to walk, and these hours I having calls with clients, and this I can go to the movie. So it's all precise. So when that person came and say, let's have coffee, I say, I can't. I have this time planned for my work. I heard back, I don't know how you live that precisely with your time. You just came from the gym. Why don't you relax? I won't, because I have it planned, because I know that right now I am working and later I have my time planned for rest, for a movie or for coffee or for a walk, whatever it is. And it works perfectly because it's what is popular term, GTD, getting things done. It works for me to get things done. Get those tasks. Now, what are those tasks? Those tasks are parts of the plan. That plan is based on the strategy, and the strategy is actually a reflection of our dream converted into the goal. It's all connected. See? It's all connected into one circle. Plan, strategy, dream, goal, systems. That person that used to complain that I don't have enough time to have coffee right now because I have in my schedule work, actually dreaming every year of changing towards this and that, and none change being done so far. Because what? Because of improper planning. There is no vision, there is just a dream that is not converted into the goal, that is not strategized, not planned, and there are no systems in place. So when you don't have that schedule and time management in place, it simply can't work, because you acting like chaotically. You're doing something, you pick up here. You may get something achieved, but not fast and not effective. And again, we can forget then about peak performance. Now, going back to peak performance, based on what we discussed, all the system, what do you think it is now? It's all of it, all together. When you have this goal, when you have the strategy, when you have the plan, when you have all the systems as schedule management, time management, as routines, support system, motivation, self-motivation, and you do have this clear understanding of what you want to achieve, that's where your peak performance lies. You just train yourself, and that's what we do with our customers. We do have a peak performance coaching program. We work to train these people to perform better and better every single week. At the beginning, when you just start applying time management techniques, for example, or scheduling, you just feel lost. Or sometimes, you have this feeling, oh yeah, I can allow myself not to do so. I can relax, I can do. But discipline is something that will help these things, to make the things work. But it's hard to train it yourself. I know it was hard for me, but I did it, and I'm not perfect yet. I wasn't perfect before, but I know that my performance now is better because I can see the goals at the beginning of the month that already achieved in the middle of the month, and I can see the goals that I've been planned for this year achieved and maybe overachieved in some ways. And that's a nice feeling, I want everybody have this feeling. I want everybody have those dreams converted into the goals and transformed into the strategy and plan. And I want everybody being able to perform to the best of their ability. And now you have no idea what the best of your ability yet till you start training and applying all the systems that we have. So we have our unique system on coaching on peak performance, and this system based actually on combination of these little systems that I told you. And it's not like, I gave you the list of the things and you already done. Not at all. It's highly individual. It's highly individual because we're all so different. We also work so differently. We prefer dealing with our calendars differently. We prefer manage our time differently. We prefer to spend our time differently. And even our high functionality for our brains are different completely. And nothing wrong with it. Absolutely. It doesn't mean that someone will constantly do less or achieve less or will never achieve their dream. Not at all. Anybody, absolutely anybody can achieve their goals and live their dream. Just need to work hard. Just need to put that dream into the goal into the strategy into the plan, and implement all the system. Try to implement it one by one, rotate it. We have all the diagrams that when we move this part of the systems and it start working. It's individual and it's take time. It's not the magic one that I came and told you, here are all your tools, now you will make it work. You will if you are persistent. Your persistence will define your result and your peak performance as well. So to base your peak performance on things like routine, support system, motivation and self-motivation, and time management and schedule management. And you need to also apply personal development things. You take courses, you take classes, you have secret tools, you have planners, everything. You need to have discipline, not just it. It's not enough for yourself, to tell yourself constantly, I need to be more disciplined, it won't work that way. You still need to have time for your entertainment. You still need to have time to relax. You still need to have time for yourself. Our girl time. I love my time. I take it sometimes, often on Sundays, mostly on Sundays, just for myself, because I'm enjoying it. And we're all different. Some of us will be just enjoying as entertainment, meeting group of people for partying, or meeting your girlfriends for a coffee. And some of them just need time. Some of us just need time alone, or just going to the movie alone, or reading book alone. Nothing bad with that. We are so different, so individual, and it's wonderful because together we can do wonderful things, right? So to perform on your best, on the peak, on the top, you do have to have those systems in place. You need to have your plan and strategy, and this is exactly how it's all connected and cycled together. So I'm looking forward to all your questions. You do have a worksheet for this lecture on a peak performance and accountability, and I've added GTD term to the title simply because, as we discussed in the beginning, no matter how you call it, do you call it goal setting, goal achievement, getting things done techniques, time management, these are all just terms, and these are all just parts of the system that will help you to perform on the top, on the best. And once you do have your dream, you do have your vision, you do have your strategy, I can always help you. If you have a questions, drop a line to my email, lucy@kovalovagroup.com, or here in the comment section. Use that worksheet. Analyze what do you have, what is special about you, what do you want to achieve, and how can you do it. What techniques from peak performance can you use? Those parts and those things. I do use planners. That's about differences. We all use different planners. I do use paper books, notebooks. I do use digital planners. I use reminders. I use appointment setters. I use schedulers. I have assistants that will manage the things for me, but I still want to see things, how they're working. So we have a lot of digital tools to keep us accountable, to keep us performing better. If there are too many things on our plates, we always can automate things. I do have a planner this year which is printed in big book. You can see this is, I call it a big book of change. We designed it that way because 2020 will be huge for all of us. I truly believe it, and it will be huge for you. If you want this planner, we have copies on our website in digital, in PDF, or in a paper. Again, it was me, Lucy Kovalova-Woods, here for you with Peak Performance, how to put all these pieces, the systems in one place in order to work for you to perform on the top. Drop your questions, and it was real honor and pleasure to be here with you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Andrea. And you all have a wonderful holidays and amazing 2020. I believe in you.